When he called me there, he was so excited that he's bringing his wife from Africa. His wife is a virgin. He said, "Oh God, good for you." Ash, I love you. He said, your ex-husband must have been a fool to let someone like you slip out of his hand. It's very hard to work in bed to spend the money. I remember before I met Christ with my 2 children, I had a relationship. And the man was so play. And this man was pastor. Thank God I did that then. My position for hellfire will have been estate. Very beautiful one. Will have be. God will have furniture for me well. Me. I wanted a pastor. Something just lead to this now. The man I was watching within my mind. I said, this one, no. It's not because he hates children. That is just his character. He's that kind of man that is not friendly to children. The man was that kind of man that he's very hard to work in bed to spend the money. It was such a nice man, but as a single mom, there are some things that my little hair was just fishing out about him. The man was, I love you. He said, your ex-husband must have been a fool to let someone like you slip out of his hand. How? And I would like to marry you. He said, but if I tell my family that you got children before, they will not accept it. He said for him, he doesn't have problem. He said for his friend, they will bully him also. He didn't know that behind my mind, I have ruled it out that no matter what happened, this one will not end up as a husband. But still, it was open enough to tell me what the type of family he come from, the type of head that his friend around him has. He came to the point, he said, okay, if we are to marry, you know what we will do? At this point, I was living in Germany. He said, if we are to marry, do you know what we will do? We will change city. Me, I got one character, I'm a good listener. But I will, as we are talking, uncountable things will just be running inside my belly. I might not speak it out. Okay? Now, this man was honest. Me, myself, I have ruled in out that this one, it will not end up to be a husband. And still, as God may have his way, in my whole, I was still committing sin there. Now I'm advising you not to include. But then God was still leading my step to not to make second mistake. I was able to feature some certain things about him that is not just okay. Because I have had it. I have here win for where I'm coming from. I didn't want to take chance. You see what I'm talking about? If he has pretended, if I didn't watch where I married that man, I will regret every bit of that action. Because years later, the wife later find my number to ask me, my husband always talk about you. That you guys want, at this point I was no longer in Germany, I was in Italy. That you guys once met. He said, my sister, how do you cope? How do you manage with him? I said, what is happening now? He was telling me one or two things that it's not just okay. And me being an ex-boyfriend and a believer, now I begin to advise the wife of my ex-boyfriend. You never say something. You see what I'm talking about? And when he was about to marry this woman, that time we already broke up. I started my heavenly race then. I came to Italy, I got born again. I met Christ. You know what? When he called me there, was he communicating? When he called me there, he was so excited that he bringing his wife from Africa. His wife is a virgin. Good for you. He was so excited. I believe the man, one of the reasons that he married that woman was the woman was a virgin. And at the end of the day, after that excitement, he got what he wanted. After a long time, the woman was not happy because of his character, his doing. And I hope by now, I hope God has helped them by now. I pray so. But if I have married such man, I would have been pepper soup, pot of soup. I would have been in pepper soup, pot of soup, if I have married that man. Guess what? When I was dating that man, up to the point I left that man because I was the one that broke the relationship. How did I break the relationship? I thought I was pregnant, and I did everything possible that pregnancy would not venture our relationship. Everything possible. That time, so, are you okay? Are you normal? I said, yes. I do want to get pregnant when I'm not ready. So, with that mind that I was 100% sure that every month I am fine, good to go, but something just called menstruation delay, and I thought I was pregnant. I said, okay, couldn't be before this, before that, and I called him. Remember, I said he was a pastor. Although I didn't know before I started dating him, I later knew that he was a man of God. And I said, I think I'm pregnant. Oh, flower is not coming. This flower is not. It's not flower here. I'm not seeing red flower. You know what he said? He suggested abortion. That was how I cut him off. And at the end of the day, thank God that I did not take him. It was just delay of 1 or 2 things, maybe out of stress or hormonal imbalance and all of that. That was the means that I just said, okay, I know this vision was clear before, but now it's clearer. I left him. I broke up with him. See what I'm talking to you? If you don't watch well, you'll make a second mistake. And that would have been my worst nightmare in life if I married that man. That man is so huge, handsome, brilliant, hardworking, building company here and here, working. She does this for himself. Once you work, he establish this and that. If it wasn't why you will say, if I marry this man, I'm going to be madam tomorrow. Madam, the very thing, water of tears, or tears in your eye. You see, men, be honest. Be honest when you come across single mom. Don't pretend. Because this is not a game. Remember, this woman needs healing. This woman needs love. This woman needs refuge. And all of this is to be found in you. If you can't afford it, don't venture their life. Please, I am done.